It's the Albanese and Joe podcast. Now, here's Nick Albanese and Joe Petrucci.
Yeah, last night you stayed
Last
late.
night, well, yeah, it was kind of late, and then I just...
What time did you get home?
I got home, I think it was like around, I think it was 11:30. Before that would be when you would be going out, but I did stay up. You ever have like the insomnia nights? Well,
Yeah.
more like energy. It wasn't like insomnia, like I was tired. Like I can't go to sleep. I just was kind of energy. I think it was from. I actually had a good time at that
You were
event
just dreaming about the good time you had.
of pasta,
The food,
women
the
dancing.
dancing, the music. Oh, Ronnie's great.
Oh my! Well,
That kid is great, man.
we should tell them what we're talking about. Actually,
Oh, yeah. We got to get him on here. We're going to do an episode. Joe and I were talking about it last night. Alexia D, she's a cook, entertainer, personality.
Slash entertainer, slash this, slash
If you go to YouTube, she has a great show on there called You Had Me at Kitchen. Not like you, the word, but just the letter U, Had Me at Kitchen. And my son, who edits our podcast, actually videotaped the night for
he's
her.
been getting a lot of jobs,
He's
gigs.
been getting a lot of media
Yeah, he's
work.
good.
And so she had this big party at Toast and Tap. Let's talk about them.
Toast. Do we toast and tap? Let's
Toast, and then tap.
Oh, that kind of tap. I should have brought my tapping shoes.
No, it's a toast, like bread toast, and tap, like you drink.
I thought it was like tap. Like
They're in
you
West
tapped
Warwick,
in the-
and that's Bobby and Ryan. They were great
Those
hosts.
guys are great.
Yeah, they let Alexia host her party there. And how many people? Like 50 people?
At least, right?
Yeah, it was like 50 people. And we were VIP.
VIP, very important pissons. I mean, people.
Very important people.
Paisans.
Very important paisans to Alexia. Hey, Alexia, you listening? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
She listens. So,
No, it was a great time. She was showcasing some of her food, right?
yeah. Well, she had the cook over there. I'm going to remember his name. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm shocking myself right now.
And you don't have any notes.
Jeremiah is the
Probably
cook.
because of the song. Jeremiah.
Exactly.
was-
When
Yep,
they
I
told
knew
me
that.
the song,
80s, you were
they
thinking
said his
80s.
name. I was like, Jeremiah.
The bullfrog.
Yeah. And Bobby looked at me like he hears that all the time, probably.
You always think you're the first to tell someone a joke.
I know.
And then after you look and you kind of smirk.
We got dad
Confident-
jokes.
yeah.
We're so dad.
I like dad jokes. A lot of people have a problem with dad jokes.
How are you sounding? Good?
I think so.
All right, good. Well, you can clear. So Ryan, Ryan and Bob are the owners, but the chef Jeremiah, he made all her dishes because she wanted to be like the host of the night.
Oh, okay.
And so he helped her cook all this food.
You know what threw me off? Because she was serving them. She came from behind the swinging doors, the kitchen doors, and
Yeah.
she was like dancing because they had the music playing.
Yeah.
And I thought I was like, how is she doing all that like that? But
I don't know how's she cooking so fast and getting out here.
yeah, and talking to everybody.
No,
but
they
that makes more
prepped. They
sense. Yeah.
prepped for that many
she
people.
had a lot of stuff prepared, yeah.
They probably prepped all day. But the pasta came out first.
You know what's
You've
weird?
been talking about since you walked in before we started filming. You've been talking about that pasta.
Pasta. It's weird. Like I haven't gotten that excited over pasta in a while. I'm Italian. Everybody thinks pasta.
Yeah.
And I actually eat a lot of different stuff that's not
Yeah,
pasta.
I don't hardly eat pasta.
Yeah,
now.
and if I do have it, I actually got to having it with just like plain with like olive oil and garlic, maybe some butter, and not really I got. You know, when you get older, what are you picking here? Something like
I don't know. I see something. Yeah, it might be my son's cat. The cat here, and the cat wanders this whole table when we're not here. You know that.
We'll edit that out after. Oh, no, there's no editing. That's right. So we'll just have you picking
fine.
hairs.
No,
but
that's
anyway, I was going to say, you normally don't get that excited because when you get older too, the pasta kind of your stomach, right? Not that we're so old, but in the pasta after the tomato sauce after, I kind of cut down on it. But that was it a vodka sauce?
It was a vodka sauce.
It was so good.
Oh, so good.
And I
So good.
I haven't been that excited over pasta. It was reliving my childhood as far as
Dude, your face, it looked like Christmas morning.
Because as soon as I came out, and I love when I make pasta, though, if I do it, I have those big giant pieces too. And she had the big giant pieces of basil on it.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be good. It tasted so unbelievable. And she had all cheese all over it. And I remember there was going to be different courses coming out.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe you want to cut down on the pot because I was just eating.
I know you kept eating the pasta.
And then-
I was like, dude, there's more food coming.
Then you know what else is funny?
I ate just a little bit.
she had the she had the garlic and the olive oil that you could dip the bread in.
Oh, yeah,
and
we had that first,
We
yeah.
had it left over, and I was even pouring that on top of it. And you go, "What are you doing?"
I know, man.
And
You're like, we're not wasting this oil.
And then at one point, she goes, "Who wants extra sauce?" So she had little sauces of extra sauce.
And you took that,
I
too.
took the sauce, and I was
I think
drinking.
you're going to drink it.
I did like V8.
You
I was
did?
like, yeah, I was.
I didn't even
sipping it.
notice.
I did because I was waiting because I said I better cool it in front of Nick because he was
Oh,
like, "What are you
yeah.
doing?" And as soon as you started walking away, I was like, because you make sure you know
Yeah,
when I'm eating, you're very concerned.
Well, people listening, though, I just want to make sure that for us right now, that was last night. But this is probably the time this episode drops. That was 2 weeks ago. And it was great. Toast, like we said, Toast and Tap. Great place. I heard they have really good breakfast. I'm going to go try it. We're going to go have breakfast
Oh,
there.
definitely. And don't forget, we had sausage and peppers.
Oh, yeah. The other food that came out. Then it was sausage, peppers, and potatoes.
Yeah, believe it or not, that's how my mom used to make it.
I never had it like that.
Well, that's why I personally was like, oh, cool, because I remember when I used to have it, people would say the same thing. They said, oh, potatoes. We don't know. Some people would even say, even other time, people said, oh, we put it on rice. And I'm like, rice. But my mom always used potatoes. I love the potatoes.
yeah.
But you know what's cool, too? We're really skipping ahead. Well, yeah, they had the chicken.
They had chicken
Salad.
and the salad. It was good. They had the thing you went crazy about, the melon
I thought that was cool because I like that.
with the prosciutto on top.
prosciutto with the honeydew melon, but I actually like the combination of sweet and salty at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that was cool. And then we had a cannoli.
And then the cannolis came. And everybody thought she was kidding. She's like, now time for the cannolis.
yeah, we're like, oh
and,
shit, she
and you're
has
like, I got you a cannoli right here. Yeah.
you know, that was our inside joke.
That was an inside joke.
We said, oh, not inside, but we said that.
And then,
quietly.
and if
Cannoli and a
if
cane.
Ronnie's listening, Ronnie Senior from Northside Nutrition, the inside joke is K the neighbor.
Oh, Kate to neighbor.
Play the K the neighbor.
That was we had someone with the accordion playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the accordion player. And Ronnie's son, Ronnie,
That was great.
he unbelievable, dude. He'd sang like the Sinatra, Dean Martin. He did even like a smooth jazz version of "Jump" by Van Halen.
He said he has a collection of different songs that are
Awesome, man. That's so good. I want to hire him. I want to do a party with
the
him.
alternate version.
We're gonna have like a party this summer.
No, it was great. And I remember too, I thought you were going to say it. When it first came on, we were talking when he first started singing, and we were looking, and we looked over and we went, oh, crap, he's singing this. We thought it was actually, we thought it was
this
a radio.
is right when the bread came out.
Yeah.
I was dipping the bread in the oil.
You're like, oh,
and I'm like,
you're like, dude, he's
I
freaking
thought
singing.
it was the radio.
Yeah, no, because
and
he's
then I
saying
look
so.
over because we were sitting right next to him, and he's singing. I'm like, oh my god, I thought it was the radio.
His voice was very
smooth.
And it went with, and plus this, I'm not saying obviously he has a great voice, but I'm saying the speakers too. He had a nice set of it, so
Nice setup.
it sounded good. Anyway,
Yeah, I was like surprised.
yeah,
But it was a fun.
I was
night,
going to
man.
say too, we're going to all be promoting Alexia. I was going to say she also some music was coming on, and it was her singing back in the '90s. Right?
Yeah.
She actually was a singer.
She had a music career back in the '90s, and
I was trying to find it though, so
she rapped too.
that's how I knew because she came out and she was rapping at one point, and I was like, oh, that sounds too good. I figured she had some kind of background when she was singing.
Yeah. And then even Ryan, one of the owners, he rapped.
Yeah.
Ryan, I don't know, man. Don't quit the restaurant business. I needed closed captioning for Ryan because I had no idea what he was saying.
I think I don't know if he was drinking too much, but
I don't know.
He actually
he had a good time.
he was
having a good
actually
time.
you could tell he actually did know how to. I think
He was dancing on chairs.
he did know how to actually rap. It just didn't come out, but I could tell he would have been good at it normally.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad though.
No, and he's dancing on the
was
chairs. He had like the party going. You get the party going, man.
I like how we're talking about something, but no one actually sees it, so that hopefully they can relive it through us.
Go look at our social media. We're gonna we'll have videos. We got videos out there.
I was gonna say, I remember. Do you ever do that talk about something, and you don't know if people are getting the vibe of how you're trying to express it, but it just comes out.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I went to Disney World. Disney World or Universal Studios. I was talking about different rides there.
Oh, okay.
And then people are just like looking at you with a blank face. Like, you can't express it.
If they never been there.
Yeah, you
they're
can't
like,
express it.
Like, yeah, you must have had fun. Thanks. I can't afford to go. But,
I'll shut up for a second.
Yeah. So, but I want to definitely. We say once in a while in the future, hopefully maybe in this near future, we're gonna start having guests come on.
No way. Is there a guest? Hey,
Right.
Maybe the first guest could be the cat.
I think one of the last episode we talked about our dream list of guests, and definitely gonna have Alexia come on.
Right.
And we gotta have Ron come on. Like we'll talk to him and have him sing songs.
Now, will we take advantage of Alexia coming over and have her have a pasta and food for us?
Maybe if she hears this, she probably will make food for you, Joe. She'll probably make the food.
And I was going to say the first guest could be your cat that you was picking the hair off of your son's cat.
I got the hair off of that. Yeah, Bianca, the cat.
Bianca.
Yeah, she's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
anyway, we can't say enough stuff about it. It was a good time.
It was fun, man.
And then, everybody was friendly.
But we were talking right before as we started. We were talking about Easter because as they're listening, this is Easter today. This episode drops on Easter Sunday.
Oh wow! Happy Easter!
So we actually we're working out now that we're planning these episodes, Joe. Before we weren't really doing that.
No. We're talking about stuff that happened a long time ago,
like 45 years ago. No, but we
today they landed on the moon.
We're nostalgic. We talk about the old days, and I think we should talk about Easter back in the day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know, talking about Easter back in the day.
Well, you had a bakery, so probably.
Oh, dude, my family growing up. As a kid, I was the youngest, so I really had more fun, I think, than anybody because I was always the kid, the baby.
You got away with not doing as much work.
Yeah, exactly. And they wanted me to stay in school, and and that's what I did.
That would explain why you have so many degrees and stuff.
Yeah, I have so many degrees. Look, they're all on the wall here. Can you see behind me? But I remember my family just not. When you own a bakery, and people that own bakeries and restaurants and stuff like that, they're probably going to relate to this. You don't enjoy the holidays like everybody else because, especially in the bakery, that is like your busiest time.
Right,
is the holidays. It starts with like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's a little bit, then Easter, dude.
Yeah, that's when you're working your hardest.
That's when you're making your money.
Yeah, you're making your bread.
Like I remember Thanksgiving was like wall to wall pies. We would make thousands and thousands of pies. St. Joseph's Day is another big one. Zapolis. But
you guys made that too? Did
you
get to fill them?
Oh,
that must have been fun,
dude.
I can picture you as a little chubby kid, like sucking on the cream, like the machine. Like
it was a two thing.
You did do that, didn't you?
Right. And you put the cream into the top.
It was,
and you get the Zapolis shove. You hit the thing like two at a time.
You were right under there,
pumping them, and then you back.
I knew
you do one.
I knew you
it'd be too much.
I knew
coming
you
out
doing cream shots.
But we did so many at one, like every year that I would go to sleep and like be dreaming about like just pumping Zapolis.
Like sugar plum fairies. Instead it was Zeppelin's and cherries flying around your head.
Yeah. But Easter was, I think Easter was pies, a lot of pies, and the sweetbread. We used to make the sweetbread with the boiled eggs in them.
Well, I was going to say, I was just going to ask you that if you did that. Now, was those going under another name like Johnny Cake or something like that, or did they call them sweetbread?
We called it sweetbread.
Yeah, because that's what I thought. Because one time
Johnny Cake wasn't that's a character from Sopranos.
Maybe that's
Vito, the gay guy, met the other guy at the diner.
Well, maybe that's the thing because I remember somebody saying the sweetbread, the one with the cake in it was the egg in it was something else, but I don't know. Yeah. That's what I always called it, sweetbread. Yeah. But my mom sometimes, I remember I was disappointed when I see someone sell it. I understood why they didn't color it because it would bleed off into the bread. But I always remember my mother. We used to use ones that were painted eggs, colored eggs. That seemed like a big deal.
Yeah, I think we used.
And then
Jimmy's.
I don't want to say. You can say sprinkles, but we say Jimmy's.
Sprinkles.
Did they put the little? Sometimes they were Jimmy's, and sometimes with little dots.
The little round ones.
Yeah,
that's the one we put on.
Yeah. I love that, and the egg batter,
so
the egg coating to hold it on.
I look forward to that every year because we only made it during Easter.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
it's so funny. Good. Yeah, it's funny if you make something just like once a year is traditional, then you look forward to it.
Oh,
even if it's nothing.
You think about it for weeks.
Yeah.
Ahead of time.
And it doesn't have to be anything special. Like if you had it all the time, someone would probably be like, yeah. But just because you look forward.
Oh, yeah, like all the other pastries that we made all year long.
Yeah. And
like people like, oh, you own a bakery? Oh my God, I'd be 400 pounds. But believe it or not, after years, you don't really. Once in a while, guys, I grew up. I mean, I was like a baby when my dad bought it. We had
Bambino?
It all the way into my 20s. So even like by my teen years, I'm like, once in a while, I would have a cookie or a brownie. I would have a cream. We didn't eat it every day
because you were eating like good stuff like chicken cutlets.
Oh yeah, my mom was making great food upstairs.
You had those like in your pocket. You'd be like chicken cutlet, just
taking to school in my pocket. I have some in the book bag. Chicken cutlets everywhere.
I don't eat no cookie.
The kids eating lunch at school.
But isn't that-
Remember the trays of lunch with the pizza? and stuff? I'm like pulling chicken cutlets out of my pocket.
You want chicken on that pizza? The pizza I was gonna say, or the hockey pucks. We used to call the hamburgers hockey pucks.
Oh, from school?
Yeah.
Yeah. How about tacos from school?
Oh, and I never had that. I didn't even.
We had
don't remember.
tacos at our school.
That sounded high class for the day.
Yeah. Well, back I went to Windmill Street School, dude. But it was through the '80s. Everybody had a vowel at the end of the name. The whole neighborhood was so Italian, man. So Italian back then.
Believe it or not, tacos was weird. We were kind of stuck with. We had a lot of just Italian food mostly.
Yeah.
And I remember it might have been in like the early '80s till we were starting to actually, or it could have been when we actually had introduced we'd have tacos or something, and my parents didn't really stray far from like Italian food.
Yeah.
And we
They
just
make Italian tacos?
But then after even hamburgers, we throw like spaghetti. Did you ever have that with the spaghetti sauce on the hamburger?
The what?
It was like a hamburger, but you put spaghetti sauce on it. It's like a pizza burger. I don't know.
No.
We used to throw sauce on everything, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
But it wasn't till later, till we started experimenting with stuff. Are you looking at the time? We got a whole 16 minutes.
Oh, wow,
down.
we're doing all right.
Yeah, we'll just keep talking.
This,
But,
I think this one is basically like a lot of the other ones about food.
I was going to say, it's basically.
Well, it's the
a cooking
holidays.
show.
Well, you think about holidays, you get together with people, your family, some friends. It's always around food. And like talking about the bakery, we were so busy working that some years were so busy, especially in the 80s. I remember when I was little, a kid, it was so busy that my mom had no time to cook. So once we closed early on Easter Sunday, like by 2:00. We would go somewhere like Venus de Milo.
Oh, that was nice.
Or we would go to, it was the Holiday Inn right by the Civic Center. And because we that was our account. We used to deliver bread to the Holiday Inn. And they would have like the Sunday dinner for Easter. I don't know what it was. Back then it was probably $19 a head, $20 a head. Now it's probably, who knows what it is,
Well, it makes sense too, because if cooking's all you do, and then all of us, that's, obviously she must have enjoyed just.
So it was nice to go there, hang out with the family, eat some good food, and you don't have to worry about, my mom didn't have to worry about doing dishes and everything afterwards.
Yeah, and we don't like paper plates.
Yeah. Go back home, then we would have dessert that we had from the bakery.
You know what it is too, because you say obviously Italian. Like there's different nationalities. Like Spanish is into cooking. I mean, all nationalities basically are into cooking. But definitely, I think it seems more like Italian too. Like Spanish also seems to have that kind of. Well, but now we'll go through all the.
We're talking about everybody. I think there's a lot of similar things with all nationalities.
Yeah.
It's all about family and food. But sitting around the table, right? Hanging out with your family. I think almost everybody's like that. It doesn't have to be Italian. Well, how about you guys? What was your Easter like growing up?
The Easter was, didn't have a bakery, but it was similar because my father used to do catering.
Oh, really?
And he
did?
Yeah, he would.
See, there's more things I'm learning about Joe.
Well,
I had no idea.
He used to also do, back in the day, you're not supposed to do it, but all the people that was on his, he had a canteen truck. He used to do catering like that also.
Oh, I think you remember telling.
Yeah, so he did
the trucks like that go to like construction sites and stuff.
Right. But he also
and companies.
Yeah. Then for a little while he got involved in actually trying to do like parties and stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing that he used to do was, now they would obviously wouldn't do that. But he didn't have a license to do, as far as he would make it at home. We set up the garage like a kitchen, he had all the kids was working.
What year was this?
That's the same 70s.
Oh, you can do that stuff back then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
that's what's great about
he did
back
that
then.
He did that for a little while, and everybody, my mom.
Nobody got sick. Nobody died.
My mom worked, and in there, and my sisters all worked, and I was the one who was off to the side playing video games, and I would just test the food. I was just the food tester.
You were the food tester.
No, but
no, why? Because they didn't have a real clean kitchen.
But
it was no government officials looking at the kitchen and doing the food. What was that guy called? The inspector.
There was,
so they're like, "Hey, okay, Joe, try it."
But the thing is he never pulled it off.
Okay, he's not dead. We can sell it. We can sell it.
The fat little bastard's still rolling around, so we know the food's good.
But your stomach could be like strong and immune to that.
Yeah.
What if he fed some skinny little kid that couldn't fight?
He'd roll over, yeah. And I'll be like, give me what he just said. That kid died from this? No, nothing's wrong with that. No, but
that's what's funny back then. You could do that stuff.
No, but
not to throw you off, Joe. Listen, I just saw in the news somewhere they arrested. I don't know if you saw. They arrested. It was a couple weeks back. They arrested this like 90-year-old lady for making pizzas out of her house and selling them.
Oh, really?
And people would pull up to her house and buy pizzas.
Nice.
And she did it for like 20 years. Nobody knew. And somebody ratted her out.
Oh, some bastard.
And they arrested her. The
How
cops came and they arrested
Had her
her.
in handcuffs?
I don't know, but I just heard the story. I'm like,
Imagine roughing up an old lady.
come on, man. Like, and I think the same day she was out, they're like, the chief was like, why are we bothering this old lady? Why are we bothering this old lady
Looks
for
like
making
we
pizzas?
We won't be having pizzas today. They took away the one thing
It's the one thing I live for. It's to make all the children happy in the neighborhood.
You know what? She was probably
like a real nice
didn't
lady.
even talk like that. And probably very healthy.
I know,
Probably
yeah.
healthier than us.
know.
Dishing out pizzas.
We're gonna come to find out a couple weeks later. She was really selling drugs out of the pizza boxes.
They miss my crack pizza.
But anyway, all right, back to your garage in the 70s.
Well, no,
and
actually,
your
that worked
father
out-
making food
Wait a minute.
inside tire things,
Inside the
tire rims.
in the garage. And next to the dripping oil, car oil.
And he would take it on his truck. And he had no license for the truck either. Is that what you're telling me?
No. But I was going to say the same type of deal. It's good that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
The custom is all new.
Yeah.
That he made it. That it wasn't like
It was like
it sounds garage, but it wasn't a garage. It was where the garage would normally be, but it turned into a kitchen.
Yeah.
But I was
all
going to
those
say,
customers knew that he was like illegal.
and they knew he made his own.
Illegal operation.
And when he stopped doing it, because they actually did the same thing, someone must have said something.
They had jealous people.
Yeah. So
when you get ratted out, people, it's because somebody's jealous.
yeah, he's like, I know it. I told him I didn't like onions. He put onions in it. I'm making a call. Yeah. So then they Anyway, so people were all disappointed, all his customers, when he started having to buy from the actual wholesale place. They're like, oh, these sandwiches don't taste as good. What happened? You know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that was it.
That
Anyway.
sucks.
So that's our food stories.
Yeah, dude. But that's such a different time then, man.
So it was nice. It was a fun time.
There's so many things like you just do. Like, I don't know. It's
Like
now-
no insurance in your car.
Oh, I don't know. I get
You just
people,
needed a car.
I know it'll probably piss off a lot of people. The regulations. You know, you talk about regulations on things. I think there has to be a certain amount, but I think at one point they went overboard. Like because it's all about money. You know, everything in life is about money.
Yeah,
right?
because they want a piece of it, and if
they
you're
want
taking,
you to get permits.
You're taking
and they
it
want
away
you
from
to
them.
pay. Yeah, it's just all about money.
but on the other side,
They don't care who lives or dies. They want their money.
yeah, on the other side too, someone could seriously get hurt.
Yeah, it's true.
And they do have to, like you heard about. Actually, this
You know, that's life. You know,
heard
people
about-
get hurt. People get hurt.
people get hurt. It's just the way it
As
goes.
soon as we are born, we are dying.
That sounds like an Italian thing. You're like,
The Italian food truck. That'd be a
sometimes
good skit for us to do.
people get hurt in various ways.
That'd be a good skit we should do.
You know, something might fall. You might get hit in the head with something. You don't see it come.
You might eat that burger that I made on my truck
Or
that
you might-
wasn't cooked all the way through.
Or you might get a bullet in the
But
back
that's
of
the
the
chance you take as you take a bite.
Nick, maybe we could have. That'll be the catering company that comes by.
Take a chance catering.
Hey, this might work out good for podcasts, just to throw on the table different ideas.
Those
for-
are ideas that
for
other
movies.
people listening can steal from us.
And we could,
Because you know people are jealous. They're gonna steal our ideas, Joe.
like, I'm gonna shave my
People are
head.
gonna
Just like,
rat us out. We're gonna say one thing that sounds a little offbeat about somebody or ethnic, and they're gonna like call it in.
and they're gonna say,
They're gonna try to get us canceled.
"I want you to look at these guys," and then they'll say, "Well, how do you find them?" And then they won't be able to find it.
Yeah. A lot of jealous people out there because there's a lot of people. They don't do things. They just, they talk, but they don't do. Look at us. We did it.
Right.
Here we are. How many episodes in? I don't know. But
Sipping fine
we did.
water.
Fine water
This came all the way from
the bottles of, I don't know what brand I had.
I think it wasn't. I just assumed it was faucet water.
No. I wouldn't do that to you, Joe. I think I am like your dad. Giving.
Wait.
What do you do? Like hose water in a bottle and sell it on the truck?
No, he
Drink
did
it
it.
from the hose. Remember the hose?
Can't believe
I'm
it.
only
My
kidding.
father passed away.
I'm only kidding. I'm joking. But dude, that's funny that your dad did that though. How long did he like have the garage kitchen for before he had to give it up?
I do not remember at this time, Your Honor.
Dude, it's been about 50 years. You can talk about it now.
Oh, he did that for several years. No, I can't. Actually, it might have not even been that long.
All right. What are you gonna do? People, they get jealous and they call the cops. They rat people out. Just like the COVID,
Oh, COVID.
Like people you had people come over your house. Still, people actually look out the window.
Oh, you could rat someone out.
Oh, they live for that. People live for that.
Wasn't there even like an award?
There's a hotline.
Yeah, the hotline.
Thing.
Mrs. Crap.
I forgot I had the headphones on.
You're like, is my head made of metal?
I was into the performance and I forgot.
Do I have a piece of my
They're
head?
like, my neighbors have 3 people over, and they are not wearing masks.
I can't stand those people. Rats. We call them rats.
I remember back in the old television shows. Remember Miss Crabtree? Oh, was it Crabtree? No. The lady from Bewitched. Who is that lady? We'll have to look that one up.
I don't know.
I might be thinking of Little
Santino,
Rascals.
look it up.
I was thinking of Little.
Put the picture.
I don't know if Little Rascals was Miss Crabtree, but Mrs. Kravis. That's who it was.
From what show?
Bewitched. She'd stand out. She'd be like,
Oh yes,
she's doing something.
I didn't
Mrs.
know.
Kravis.
I remember her, but I didn't know her name.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was always the people that rat people.
I want to think. Well, next time I was thinking in my head, what could be the oldest, most vague
we
reference?
went from beautiful Easter stories to people that rat us out.
Oh,
That's what's great about our show, Joe. We just go from anything.
You
to
know what's
something
funny?
else.
We can, because we're all over the place.
Yeah.
I was going to say the one thing that was good for Easter that I used to do, because as a slob, just as a slob. When I was a kid, I used to, if I got the cheap hollow, I used to like the, you don't want a hollow Easter bunny, right?
Oh
But
yeah,
they
you
used to have
wanted
cheap ones.
You wanted the thick ones.
So I took advantage of the hollow
Yeah.
Easter bunny, the chocolate, and I used to bite off the tip of the ear.
Yeah.
And a little bit more, and then I'd fill it with milk, and then I'd shake that sucker up, and I'd turn chocolate milk out of the bunny. You know
So
what I
you
mean?
must have had like a good hollow one, because some of them were like really cheap hollow.
Yeah, no, this is
that
a
would
good.
break. Like
this
you
is-
wanted a thick hollow.
Stop saying the word thick.
I'm just telling you.
But the funny thing is, and I remember showing that to everybody, and it's funny. It's like a memory. Like my family used to fill up the Easter bunny with chocolate milk. The hollow ones,
I never did that.
and they remember that. They remember that slob move from that trashy slob move.
I
from
like
my
the
childhood.
I love the eggs, the Cadbury.
Yeah.
Oh God, I used to love those. I couldn't eat those now.
I
I'd
used
be
to like
sick.
the commercial that used to air every year. Sometimes they still show it. Remember the Cadbury egg tryout for the Easter bunny?
All the different animals. Doing
Yeah, and they have and then they had like a giant, like a tiger go. Remember?
Yeah.
That was a good commercial. They still show that. I think they did.
That
not
is
that
a
long ago.
classic. That is a classic.
It's funny to see it after so many years, 30 years, and to keep talking about it. Like I'm actually talking about it for a 30-year-old commercial. So it had an effect on me. And you know what's funny? I very rarely had a Cadbury egg.
Really?
I don't think it was that great.
Oh, I like them. I
You
like
do?
them.
Okay.
Yeah. But my favorite candy bar of all time. If I had it, like they said, Nick, you're stuck on an island, and you can only
This sounds like someone on Facebook that they asked that question.
and you
have to
can
take away.
only have one chocolate bar.
You want
A
chicken
chocolate
cutlets.
product. Chocolate covered chicken cutlets. I wonder how that would taste.
Not bad if it was dark
right.
chocolate, maybe.
But my thing is Kit Kat.
Oh, really? Give me a break.
I love Kit Kat's my favorite.
I used to want it to.
That's my number one.
I used to want it to snap like in the commercial. I don't know if you remember it. They
Give
go-
me a
and they
break.
go,
Give me a
and then it
break.
would snap. And
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
remember, they even had like
They're not sponsoring us.
they even had jingles like it would be a group of people like behind them, like doo-wop.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Give me. They're commercials, right? They were fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I remember that the commercial. It would snap when they cut it. Went,
Oh, yeah.
And then they have like all like the debris would shoot out like the chocolate when it snapped.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that. That was a very visual image to me as a kid. It would go, and then you'd see like the chocolate go flying. I don't know how they did that because it doesn't do that.
I know.
It doesn't snap.
Well,
and
they
nothing
make it's a
flying.
commercial. It makes it appealing for you.
Yeah, but
To
it
go
was like
buy
it was
one.
blown
Now
out. Of
you're
it
like, I gotta go buy a Kit Kat.
was like it was blown out of a cannon.
Yeah,
When it
yeah.
went,
What
Anyway,
was your favorite chocolate bar?
all of them.
All of them. I always thought the Kisses were a ripoff. Because they give you a kiss, and you would have to eat like 10 of them. There's 10 of them to
In the
equal a
90s?
chocolate bar.
In the 90s, though, I don't know if they had it earlier. I discovered the Kisses with the
The almond?
almond in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And this probably goes along with the word thick.
Yes.
But I used to like to suck on those until you get to the piece of almond. And then
Okay.
you'd crunch that.
Oh, you let it melt in your mouth. Not in your hand, like the M&Ms. And come.
I gotta-
second place for me is
After-
M&Ms. I like Kit Kat, then M&Ms.
I have
You still
another.
haven't given me your favorite.
I have another questionable thing I'm going to say.
All right.
This is going to
I'm not drinking my water.
again with the M&Ms.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
used to like the peanut ones.
Yeah.
But I used to like to suck.
Yeah.
Suck on it.
Why can't you just say let it melt in your mouth?
That's just as bad.
sucking.
until you get left with the peanut.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the almond one was good too. I think they had. I'm going to be getting weird emails after this podcast. Like,
You
Hi,
can,
Joe.
you can get some really
Hi, Joe.
strange.
I really liked your podcast. Can we meet up at Brood Awakenings for a
The way you
coffee?
describe them melting in your mouth and the nuts. All right, I think it's time to end right now. I think what is in this cup? What are we drinking? This is just water, everybody.
Are you sure?
Yeah, yeah. But
I think it's hot in here.
you didn't tell me what. Just before we go, what was your favorite? Like you must have a favorite.
I used to
chocolate.
like,
Not all
but you
of
won't
them.
want too much of it because it was a weird thing. Heath bar.
Oh, Heath Bar, yeah.
But I
Those
don't know
are
about
good.
now the Heath bar. But also,
Do you remember whatchamacallit?
oh,
They still-
I can't remember the name.
They still make them.
Sadly, you know what's sad?
I saw them in the store the other day. I was like, wow, they still make those.
Instead of my mind being filled with facts and stuff, I remember like commercials.
Commercials.
Because I remember he goes, "What do you eat?" And he's like, "Oh, what you call it?" And he's like, "You don't remember the name?"
Joe, we're gonna have to dedicate an episode on all the old commercials.
And I'll just
all right?
it'll just be me reciting all the old.
Yeah, we're
commercials.
just gonna have you for a half hour
I'll be like,
doing all the lines
Yeah.
from all the old.
I'll be like,
where's
Ajax?
the beef? But,
That's another joke,
But
too.
let's get out of here, man, because I'm actually starving right now.
again, we're going from. I think that's why we're talking about food so much because yesterday we ate so much food, right?
Yeah.
And now we're supposed to go after this.
I only ate breakfast this morning and I haven't eaten all day, so now we're gonna go eat.
Yeah, and that's why we're like. Actually, we were going to record another one, and you go. Why don't we just do one?
We'll record it next
That's
week.
what I mean. We were just thinking. We were gonna
We're getting out of here. All right, everybody. See you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share our videos to your friends, your family, to your enemies. Subscribe. We want to get some subscribers. I think just another handful will be at another raffle. So if you guys subscribe, we're going to do another raffle.
And if you got M&Ms, make sure you suck on those things.
Ciao.
Hey, show's over. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Now get out of here.